Hello and welcome everyone to Faculty of the Future session, How to Help Your Students Succeed. My name is Dr. Terry Stiles and I'm joined today by 4 of my students from Penn State University, Abington, and 1 from Montgomery County Community College. So Henry, if you please hit enter. Henry, can we go to the next screen? Thank you. So what the experts say in a 2019 article, Implications for Educational Practice by Linda Darling Hammond, one of my students. She's with their instructors and classmates. This, coupled with small class sizes and excellent classroom management, is what leads to student success. Next screen, please.
Not like to say.
What community colleges are saying. In the article, 4 ways community colleges are tackling student success with fewer resources, providing clear roadmaps for students from the beginning of their program to the end, provides more wraparound services for students. We should re-enroll students who drop out, which is a great idea. And this one was interesting, dropping programs that do not help students progress to university or obtain jobs. Next screen, please. In our recent online environment, How to Help Struggling Students Succeed Online by Beth McCurdy. She said that it's possible that many students fall behind when we're in an online-only environment. So we have to be very proactive to see that everybody's with us. Also, she said something interesting. A lot of teachers that are online try to add a lot of other online components, such as clickers, I heard one teacher was using, and all different things. And she said that tends to confuse students, especially younger ones, when they're studying online, that just try to keep the tech low and the instruction high. Okay, next screen, please. I surveyed my classes. I have about 120 students a semester since I teach at the 3 schools, Bucks, Montco, and Penn State Abington. So this is what they told me. They said post PowerPoints on Canvas or Blackboard, provide study guides before the test, set up study groups, and then have a group discussion. Write the important content on the whiteboard as well as presenting the PowerPoint during the class. Slow down the lectures and make the content specific. Give examples on the whiteboard or PowerPoint and show how to figure them out. Then ask students to do an in-class exercise. Give more time to have a face-to-face talk and help them revise their work. Next screen, please. Incorporate teamwork because stay close to students and professors, go step by step for difficult problems, and visual teaching support. That was on almost every single survey I got. They said it would be great if we could record our videos and they could watch them after class. Now, at both schools, when I went online, that was happening for the students, but normally we don't. Okay, if you could hit enter for me, please, Henry. Next screen. Okay, now my students will present their views of how to help students succeed. Oh, if everybody could mute that isn't talking, that would be great because we're getting some feedback. So Subin Ann is from Penn State Abington. Rosanna Skandari is from Montgomery County Community College. Juliana, Mosum, and Henry, who is also ZU, are all from Penn State Abington. Okay, next screen, please. Subin Ann will be our first student to speak, and Subin is a student at Penn State Abington. Subin, it's all yours.
Hi, my first slide is what can teachers do to help you learn and succeed? The first one is have it interactive than a lecture. Have the students engage on the lesson rather than the teacher talking for an hour. Second one is post PowerPoints after to the class, presenting to the class. Posting PowerPoint before class makes the students not go to class at all and just rely on the PowerPoints to study. The last one is assign group projects. Students likes to engage with other and works together rather than alone. Next slide.
Next slide.
What can the school provide to help you succeed? Things that school provides that helped me a lot was give news on incoming events that occurred dealing with career paths and study groups to help other after college. Second one is to have clubs to socialize for mental health. And third one was counseling and physical services are provided in the school called CAPS.
Come on.
Next one. What can I do to ensure that you succeed? Don't procrastinate. Always have the mindset to learn. Study the notes after class to remember what was taught. And always ask for help and never be afraid of talking to teachers. Our next student will be Rosanna Scanderi. Rosanna is a student at Montgomery College Community College. County Community College.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rosanna. I'm a student at Montgomery Community College. What teachers can do to help you learn and succeed? Cultivate an academic environment in the classroom by setting high but not impossible expectations for the students. Teachers have to push students to achieve higher standards, and we will eventually get there. Some of students may take more time than others, but all students want to be told that you are smart and you're doing a good job. Every student has different strengths and weakness. Instead of just focusing on one method that only appeals to a single learning style, varying teaching technique allows the teachers to cater the lessons to different learning styles, and the students will be more successful if they are not bored. Next, please. What can the school provide to help you succeed? In school, we have the ability to work with others. Collaborating with classmates is an important part of college life, one that prepares us for the realities of the workplace. Working in groups isn't always easy, but brushing up on our collaboration skills can make the process go more smoothly. Next, please. What can the students do to be sure that we succeed? First, we have to believe in ourselves. We need to follow it up with consistent actions. We need discipline to succeed. Success comes to those who put in hard and dedicated effort. Success doesn't come without persistence, patience, and practice, and success comes with sacrifice. Our next student will be Juliana Craigie. Juliana is a student at Penn State at Abington. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Juliana. I'm an art major at Penn State Abington, and I'll be talking about how art can be beneficial in schools. Art can help with a lot of cognitive functions like memory, learning, and attention. Art, as in images or graphs,
It had alcohol in it. I was cleaning my headphones.
be more interesting to look at than just words on a PowerPoint. So having some sort of image or sort of graph could draw in someone's attention. For memory and learning, everyone learns in different ways. Some people learn through more visual means, as in either seeing what the person is doing or through images. And for memory, sometimes drawing little images or pictures that are shown in the presentation can help the student or anyone memorize. And I have some examples of that on the next slide. These images I have drawn myself when I was in classes or lectures, and these have helped me learn the material that I was being taught at the time. Next slide, please. And other than learning and memory and attention, art can also be kind of emotional or a stress relief. It has the ability to distract from any stressful real life issues that might be going on in someone's life. It's also a great way for people to express themselves if they're having difficulty expressing it through words. What you mean is easier than telling what you mean. And it can also help connect with students. If there's a student who might not be opening up much, but they seem interested in art, sometimes asking them what they're doing about their interest might get them to open up. I know that for myself that to be true, because I'm usually a very quiet and drawn back person, but if somebody asks me about my art, I open up more and I can talk for hours about what it is I am doing. Next slide. Next is Mosam Ray. Mosam is a student at Penn State Abington.
Thank you, Juliana. Hello, everyone. So the first, what can teachers do to help you learn and succeed? So teachers play an essential role in the academic success of all the students they teach. Creating learning environment that reinforces the view that students can master academic subjects, provide relevant study materials in the form of ebooks, online resources, and past papers, use a variety of teaching methods, set achievable goals, encourage the involvement in academic groups, treat every student with equal respect, have a positive motivation that creates interest, enthusiasm, and remove fear, have an effective body language like the gesture and body movement with the verbal skills, must have a teamwork strategy that helps in a mutual understanding between student and teachers, help students to remember what they need to do and think. Next screen, please. What can school provide to help you succeed? Provide opportunity to
Okay,
get
Mosam, hold on
goals
one
and
second.
excellent learning.
Okay. Mosam, excuse me one moment. If everyone could mute, I don't know why we're getting a little bit of feedback in some of our screens. So, Mosam, go ahead. Let's try it again from there.
Okay. Provides engaging tools and powerful resources, high quality education and individualized practice to students who need it. Provide latest technology to face new challenges. Please. Next. Okay. So lastly, what can you do to sure that you succeed? We should focus on commitment, not motivation. Find yourself fully committed, motivation will follow. Always willing to sacrifice in order to achieve the goal. Use your imagination to think and say positive things only. Challenge yourself, do something that you want to do even if you are afraid. When, what, how is important to schedule the plan. Believe in your capacity to succeed and get clear on your why. Thank you. Next screen, please. And the next student will be Henry, and he is a student at Penn State Abington.
Good morning, ladies and gents. My name is Henry. I'm a Penn State student, and Dr. Terry is my professor at school. So today it's my honor and pleasure to introduce to you guys about my personal insight as a college freshman, and I'd love to exchange ideas with you guys. So please be free to ask any questions to me after my presentation. So first slide talks about how can the school support us to help us succeed. So idea number one is it is very recommended to form the campus alliance which means every individual colleges have their special insights that they'd love to share with the other colleges, and by forming the campus alliance, we can extend our route in order to make the potential opportunities for any future cooperations and share our common resources with each other colleges, which is a pretty good thing. Number two, strengthen physical mental wellness supports for the faculty, body, and the student body. And number three, regularly evaluate our student organizations. By that means, we can make sure that everybody in any kinds of organizations at the school are on the right track for fulfilling their obligations, making sure that everybody is improving and making a bright future progress. And number four, promote an on-campus academic resources. As we all know that most of the great colleges that we have today, we all have provided our students very exceptional academic resources such as peer tutoring, writing club, etc. However, most of us know about the existence of this support. However, we don't necessarily ask them to help us for different kinds of reasons. So what I'm proposing is that it would be great if the colleges side can promote the on-campus academic resources, thereby further encourage us the students to take advantage of the great resources that are offered on campus, therefore maximize our academic performance. Number five, increase campus security measures that can guarantee us to feel more secure while we are studying the most important 4 years in the undergraduate college years. And number six, guarantee the protection over the minorities, PWD community, and the LGBTQ community. So next slide is, how can the professors help us succeed? Number one, be students' mentor for a lifetime instead of being a passerby that happens in life. As we all know, teachers sometimes they spend more hours with the students than the students' parents, and definitely on the during the students' life phase as a student, they are learning a lot of knowledge, not just the academic knowledge, but some life insights from these professors. So we are trying to forge great connections, which relationships between the students and the professors, so that they can mutually benefit from each other. That's a very long-term benefit. And secondly, formulate incentives for students to explore their unique highlights. As we all know that now this college really emphasize the significance of developing special the specialists in each area of field study, such as medical field, business field, agricultural field. So what we are trying to do is encourage and motivate just each of our students to explore, to discover their personal potential and maximize their potential, thereby generate the most profit. That's a very long-term thing, and that's going to bring us very happy results, very positive. And number three, deliver positive messages to the students in a friendly and vibrant college community. Ensure class productivity and quality. And number four, encourage students to develop the collaboration skills, because we are trying to make everybody a leader. However, the fact is that not like everybody gets to become the leader. There is only one leader in the entire team. So what we're trying to do is develop everybody a very in-depth great collaboration skills, and then have the one that's the most capable to become the leader, so that everybody gets to develop and improve to maximize their life skills. The next slide, how can we help us to achieve self-successfulness? Number one, engage in positive activities and forge valuable networks. And we all know that nowadays this in the big data era where everything happens today could happen to be the direct effect of anything that happens tomorrow. So it's very significant. It's very indispensable for the valuable networks. And how are we going to forge valuable networks? We need to do certain quality control. Therefore, it is very recommended that the students ourselves make great relationships by engaging in positive activities, could be in sports or on campus, academic fairs, etc. So whatever you do, please try to engage in the positive activities. And number two, employ on-campus academic resources, maximize our academic performance and capability. As I have mentioned previously, it is very important for us to realize how significant, how indispensable these on-campus academic resources are. They are very valuable, and it's very good if we can take great advantage of them, therefore maximize our academic performance ability. Number three, strengthen the self-protection awareness. Nowadays, in the area where liberty, freedom is being put at the first place, some people, they might lack some sort of mental wellness or physical wellness. Therefore, they have the potential to create some sort of negative impacts to us, could have damage ourselves. So it is very important to keep in mind that we are the nice people. We are not going to harm other people. However, that is not going to stop us from protecting ourselves. So as the college student, and this is a lifelong lesson that we all need to learn, is to protect ourselves. As long as we are safe, we can protect ourselves, then we protect others, and then have everybody to improve their world with us. That's how the society can get to progress. And number four, develop strong financial intelligence. It is a crucial cornerstone for everybody's life to be success, regardless of their majors. In this world where money gets to decide many things, it's important for people of any age, especially for the college people, to develop a very fundamental, strong financial intelligence so that we can make the great choices in terms of decision making. We're gonna decide how to use the money, how to generate more money, how to benefit ourselves, and how to make the society to progress. And number five, in order to have a successful life, we are going to formulate a clear goal. A clear goal will definitely brings up a very strong belief or commitment or conviction that will introduce certain emotion that's going to keep pushing us forward and forward till we actualize our goal. So it's very significant to have that conviction. And how do you form that conviction? It has to go through a process where you develop a clear goal in your mind. So all these five are my personal insights about how we can help ourselves to achieve self-success. And now it's your time to ask questions, and I'll give the monitor back to Ms. Terry. Thank you.
Thank you. As soon as Henry gives me the screen back, I'll make it so we can all see each other. Henry, can you stop the screen share? It should be on the top of your screen. Stop share. There we go. And there's everybody. Yay. Okay. So what questions do you guys have? Oh, Dr. Solomon, what question do you have?
Not Dr. Steve, not Doctor.
Okay, Steve.
For student number one.
That's Subin.
Talked about not doing the PowerPoints before class because the students may not come to class, give them to them after class. Well, if they knew they're going to get them after class, they might not come either. I don't understand the difference there. Now they're getting PowerPoints, place a class. What's the difference whether it's before or after?
Well, from my experience, a lot of like students have been like, I'm gonna skip class because my teacher already posted the presentations, and I'm just like, okay. So like
Well,
that's kind of like something I just realized as like I got to college. Like few teachers like literally posted out presentations before the class so that students can like prep, but like a lot of the students just don't go at all because they're like the teacher already gave me the work with the presentation. So like I'm just thinking maybe teachers shouldn't post out the presentations before class. And then there's a lot of teachers who post it after, and most of the teachers for me did that, and it kind of helped a lot.
well, wouldn't a student just say, I'm not going to go to class, I'll just get the presentation after class? You know, it's going to be posted.
I didn't think about that at all. I just thought like,
Okay.
yeah.
Unless it's not a given that they're going to post the presentation, then the student doesn't know, so he or she may have to
That
come to
is
class.
true.
Okay. I'm glad you're not like that.
Oh no, students,
So,
all my students here are my terrific students.
Oh, I do recognize you, Terry, by the way.
Okay, good. Hey, who else would like to ask a question? Just ask it because the hand thing isn't showing for me. So if you have a question, just go ahead and ask it. We'll go to you. Well, I have a question while you guys are thinking. Rosanna, being a mom, how did that work for you in this online environment when your kids were Zooming in the living room too?
Yes. Hello, everyone. I have two boys. I am a mom. I just started the school after I finished my high school 12 years ago. And it's a little bit hard for me because I'm coming from a new country. And it's hard, but with the kids, it's having two boys now with school to do school at home. It's hard, but we're handling good. Everyone have his laptop or his iPad working with the homework, and for me it's a little bit difficult because I have to do classes online now, but we're doing good.
Okay, does someone else have a question? Just go ahead and ask.
I have a question.
Sure.
This is Diane from Bucks County Community College. These very articulate students that you've brought in here, I have a question, I guess, for all of them. One of the things I'm interested in is how our best students, like the ones you've brought here, how they monitor their studying. Like, I feel that some students study a lot, but they're not really efficient at it. So the idea of metacognition, like thinking about thinking while they're studying, do they ask themselves questions? Am I understanding this? I just want to learn a little bit about that. And then on top of that, how we as faculty can increase that for students and help them actually do that.
Thank you for your question, Ms. Diane. So my name is Henry, and I'm a student at Penn State Abington. So as a college freshman, coming out fresh off boat and just got out the high school, and now in a very vibrant but a very different environment. It was first very, like stressful thing for me because I didn't really get to know all these like details about the college, and when I first came to this environment, I was like I didn't know what to do besides spending hours and hours into the academic field. However, later on, I realized that even though this college, however, we could maximize our time and effectiveness So one of the things that I'll always be using is try to stay as proactive as possible. You know, let's say if you have to start working on this 2 hours homework assignments, I would start off like 10 to 20 minutes earlier. Therefore, you get to have more time to like think about everything in whole, and then it's just the matter of how to like stay proactive so that you can maximize your ability in the most shortest like amount of time. So that's what I've learned. And also make sure to take a break when you are studying, because sometimes college could be a very stressful thing, but later on when you step into the society, you will realize there are more and more worse things waiting for you. So this is just one little step that's going to forge you a into someone very, very successful. So why don't we take this opportunity, all these rigorous courses, as a potential opportunity that can develop our mental status, that can make us stronger, and make us fall in love with what we are studying, would be very, very beneficial. Because whenever you encourage yourself, you motivate yourself into something that's going to attract you, you always tend to work very hard, like unconsciously. So that's what I learned, and that's what I've been using, and I've achieved a like 4.0, and I have like a lot of courses taken in the past year, but I did not really feel any stressful um, sentiments in the end of the day, because I've been very proactive, and I transferred all those hard courses into what I really like. It's just the matter of interest. So that's my idea.
Thank you, Henry. Juliana, are you still here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, could you answer that question in terms of how you use your art to be sure you're on track with what you're studying?
Okay. I know for me at least, if I don't put, say, what I'm thinking about or trying to remember down on a piece of paper, it's a very likely scenario that I might forget it. As an example, if I have a lot of projects or need to studying going on, I'll be like, oh, I have to study at this time or something, but then I might do a lot of them, but then I'll end up forgetting one of them, and it might end up being an important one. So I tend to either write things down on any piece of paper I can get so I can see them, or as I'm studying or trying to learn something, I will try to create little, I guess, reminders, either through way of words or kind of little like doodles or drawings besides certain points. Also, I'm trying to think of how to say this. It just sometimes it just helps me remember things, because especially during the time with like the online stuff, there was a lot of stuff online, and for me, when it's on like a screen, it doesn't work as well for me as for when I have material in person or in my hand. So, not saying you should print stuff out, but just sort of somebody like either copying things down in notes or drawing things or just working hands-on, basically.
Okay, thank you, Juliana. Does anyone else have a question?
I have a question.
Thank you.
So from what you said, Dr. Terry, these are some excellent students you have, and I think that a lot of what they've said has shown they have a lot of good strategies for what teachers can do to help students and what students can do to help themselves. I wonder if so. one of the things though I'm what we're not worrying, but wondering about is that what can we do to help students who are not these wonderful students? And I wonder if those of you wonderful students, you probably are wonderful in the way that you help your peers. And can you share any insight that you've had from helping peers who maybe struggle more than you do, or in different ways than
In
if you can
business
help us with that?
English.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. I'd
Henry,
like to
could we
share.
let Mosum answer that?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Mosum, are you
Ah,
still here?
yes.
Mosum, I'd like you to think about your group in business English as you answer that, because you were definitely the leader in the superstar. So think about some of the people in your group that weren't doing so well, especially like the two boys that came in late every day. What did
Mhm.
you do to help them, and what maybe do you think the school and I did to help them? But specifically, what did you do?
So in my opinion, not every student is the same. Their thinking is different. So first of all, I will understand them because I had on my personal preference, I had experience with students who are laced with the materials and everything. So I try to explain them first, like this is going to be like that, the concept and everything. Then I make sure they understand fully with the material and everything. Then I will explain them how it's going to be on format. So yeah, I think understanding is the very important between students and teachers. So that way they both can interact with each other. So yeah.
Okay, and like from a teacher's perspective, what I always do, I I assess often and early, and anybody that isn't up to par, I have office hours in sight. Emails pretty much 24/7. A lot of our students like to work at like 1 in the morning, and that's okay because I'm usually up then too. So if I'm up and I can answer them, I do. And I just keep bugging them. When we're in class, I actually write on the board every day. I write what we're doing, and I write a column of reminders, especially in the higher level classes like business English. There's so much, that they have to learn. So I'll write like what we're doing that day, and then I write their reminders for the week, like everything that's due. I've been thinking about if we're online in the fall, how I'm going to do that. When we were online in the fall, I made something called the board and I put it up on the screen first thing in the morning. And that did the same thing. It said what we were going to do that day and it said everything that was due that week. So that really helped the students that were floundering. But we still have to follow up and contact them. At Monco, we have really good advisors, Penn State and Bucks too. So I've gotten the advisors involved too when I can. Hey, do any of the students have any other suggestions for that? Henry, did you have something you wanted to add? This is helping
Well, yeah.
students that are struggling from your perspective. What can you do?
What can I do? Well, what I've been doing is I've formed individual academic fairs with my student fellows, and most of them are like friends of mine. Sometimes it's not about the academic the academic ability that forges any individual's academic performance. Sometimes it's about whether or not you can touch any of their point to formulate the incentive to motivate them to strive harder, to hustle harder, because what I have seen is that many peers of mine, they are not dumb or not smart. They just lack the motivation. I know like some of you would probably say that, oh, just like talking about the like motivation is not enough. What we need is have them to fulfill their own commitment, blah blah blah. However, sometimes they are just, lack of the confidence. They really want somebody trustworthy to like push them forward a little bit. Sometimes it's just they want somebody's genuine support instead of those kind of obsolete old traditional styles of forcing somebody into study. Like as I have mentioned in my PowerPoint, what the students really wish to see is somebody who could be their friends, who could be their mentor, instead of just being a passerby that happens to meet with the students like every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because everybody, like people, we are the emotional animals. We hear what we hear, and then we like transit, make our movements, blah blah blah, and then actualize stuff. So it's all about the emotion control. It's just if we can control people's emotion, if we can become close friends and then keep motivating them, become their mentor, then there is great potential to have them to succeed in the future. So that's what I've been doing, and I can do that. You can do that too. Thank you.
Harry, I have a question for you.
Sure, we have time for one more.
When you have virtual office hours, physically or logistically, what do you do?
I Zoom.
Yeah, but are you waiting for the students, or you just open the Zoom up and whoever comes in comes in?
Well, I usually do it by appointment because
Stop talking. Everybody hear her?
No, I think her internet may have gone out.
Is there anybody else here that can answer that when you have virtual office hours?
What I've been doing is I teach here at Bucks. My name is Deborah Riccardi. Hi. Oh, maybe she's coming back. No, but what I've been doing is sending out there if they want to individually Zoom. I have sat there though and just opened the Zoom and then no one shows up. So I found out it's not a really good use of my time. Even I'm teaching online painting right now, which I usually teach art history. So this is a little bit, I'm kind of glad they're going to have the instructional designers. I mean, we're already in it, but we have so many COVID issues that are going on right now. So I think that's a big question we would have for you guys. I suppose, what is it not to do with the students to kind of turn them off? I've heard a lot of positive things, but what could you advise us, maybe the last word of what not to do from the student's point of view, or as student advisors? What would be the one thing before you leave today, because we're almost done, what you would say to us not to do, because we don't want to discourage you. We don't want you to quit. We know this is never what's happening right now.
Okay, there we go.
Harry, hi. Okay.
Hi,
sorry.
go ahead, Deborah. I'm sorry.
No, but what I was saying before we leave the meeting, because we're at the end, is there one thing that each of the students could tell us from their perspective what not to do in this COVID environment? Meaning, we don't know. We're trying to, I'm addressing so many issues at one time. I'm teaching an online, I teach at Montgomery and I teach at Bucks, but I'm teaching a painting class. And there's just so many different scenarios. I spent usually a lot of it's technology, that issues like freezing, or I can't get the films in, or I wasted an entire day with film. So I'm done with film. So I went to Jackie and Jackie's going to help me, but it's technology, which I have to say, I liked our keynote speaker, DeRosa, you're not supposed to overwhelm the faculty. And then I feel like at the same time, I've been under multiple assessments during COVID, which is kind of insane. But I am one of those people, I'm proactive, but I don't know, just before we go, what if the students could tell us what not to do to really discourage you and make you quit. We don't want you to quit. So you tell us what it means, but what not to do? What really irks you? Like, what did that teacher do that I'm quitting? Because I'd had some drop when I first got on, but there were miscommunication was one of those. But what is it? Is there something that we shouldn't be doing? So I'll leave it there. Sorry, Terry.
Okay, Rosanna, do you want to go first, and then we'll just go one at a time real fast because we have like 2 minutes. Go ahead.
For me, with the Zoom meeting, I have just Zoom meeting with Miss Terry. My other class is just online. She put the assignment online, and just we have to do it all the week. But with Miss Terry, I was very comfortable with the Zoom meeting. It was easy for me. And I like that part.
Yeah, I agree. My students love the face-to-face.
They do.
One day before the link, and we can see what to do. It's easy.
Subin, how about you? What should teachers not do, and what can you do?
Let me say something. I've had complaints that I talk about my family once in a while, or I'll talk about something that happened when I was younger. I think I'm connecting more, but some people complain. What do you guys think?
I think it's good. I do. I say things. I try not to. Keep on topic. That's usually what my boss will say to me. I got that a lot when I was years ago. I don't get that so much because I find now, because I'm teaching at Montgomery and we had this kind of misunderstanding, I have everybody coming to the face-to-face who originally didn't, but now they're all talking about their issues and their problems, and it's becoming, we're connecting. So that's a good thing, I think. And I might say, okay, I'm taking care of my 96-year-old grandmom or my mom, and they'll say, yeah, me too. I'm taking care of my mom. And we all are, because we're stuck here and we can't go out of the house, and we're, what else are we going to do? So let them complain. That's the way I feel about that. I mean, we get to the subjects. I know everyone who's here is an amazing teacher, professor. There's just no way. Who would sit here for 8 hours? There's just no way. We care. Yeah.
Complain if I'll talk about the Eagles won yesterday. There's always people that don't care about football, and at the end of the year, I see talked about sports.
Well, there's only, you can't please everyone, and DeRosa said that too. We're not perfect. We're people too. So I think that the teachers are on the front lines where, if someone goes off or something happens, we're standing right there. So we have to kind of learn to deal. There you have it. Yeah, go ahead, Terry.
Crystal Harris made a really nice comment on the chat. It says, I think being transparent with students makes them relate to you more than just an instructor. So, Crystal, kudos to you. And Steve, I think that's the best answer. We have to be something else than computers, or they're going to replace us with computers, right?
Right. I mean, I try to relate. I mean, I have grandchild older than my student.
Okay, so guys, I'm sorry, but they asked me to be off at 11:15, and we're 4 minutes past.
Okay,
so
thank you
so much.
Bye, Terry.
Deborah,
Good to see you.
next year we're going to